Live, this is CBS 7 News at 10. Your eye on West Texas.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Strackhouse. First and foremost, we want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. We hope you had a wonderful day. We begin tonight with a developing story out of Midland. A Midland woman spent her Mother's Day mourning the death of her son, 20-year-old Caleb Barton, who died after a drive-by shooting outside a Midland restaurant, according to police. Now, today, his mother came to us hoping to find the man behind her son's murder. CBS 7's Deanne Lopez has the story. Deanne.
I'm just numb right now. I mean, I don't know how to feel. It's all like a dream to me.
Quistasha Barton says her son Caleb Barton was on a path to better himself after serving a 3-year sentence behind bars. Caleb was released April 1st, and Quistasha was looking forward to spending Mother's Day with all 5 of her children this year.
And the last thing that I see is my son's head just look towards me with his eyes open. And that's the last sad memory I have of him.
Around 4 yesterday morning, Quistasha, her son, and family and friends were hanging outside of a restaurant on the 200 block of South Lee Street in Midland when she says they suddenly heard one gunshot fired. That shot went straight through her son's stomach. Earlier that night, Quistasha says a Hispanic male had been walking near them, acting suspicious, and believes he is the one behind the shooting.
Spanish guy, bald-headed, kind of heavy-set, with a mustache, a little light mustache.
Now Quistasha and her family are asking that anyone with information come forward.
As a mother, that is the hardest thing to know, is not knowing your son's killer.
With your eye on crime, Deanne Lopez, CBS 7 News.
Deanne, thanks so much. All new at 10. The Brewster County Sheriff's Office says that the brush fire in Toronto Canyon is completely contained. They tell CBS 7 News that Alpine and Marfa fire departments worked the fire, which they say was difficult to reach by truck since it was in a canyon. No structures were reported affected by the fire, but it is still unknown how it started and how many acres were engulfed in the flames. Make sure to stay with CBS 7 and CBS7.com for that information. Midland Police began their 11th annual bicycle memorial ride to honor fallen vehicles in Texas this afternoon. Officers rode 19 miles to honor 16 law enforcement officers who lost their lives in the line of duty between May 1st, 2014 and April 30th, 2015. This is all part of the department's observance of National Police Memorial Week, starting today and continuing through Saturday, May 16th. The bike riders had a beautiful day with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures this Mother's Day. Let's get a first look at the forecast with Weather Director Craig Stewart. Craig?
Sarah, tell you what, yeah, this Mother's Day and happy Mother's Day to everybody. It turned out to be very, very nice, and morning maybe a little bit chilly out there, but it's going to be pretty much clear skies out there. And what we will see, about 54 for Odessa, 55 Midland, Big Spring at about 53, Garden City, St. Lawrence, Midkiff, Big Lake, Rankin, Crane, McCamey, the mid-50s. You'll see near 50 to lower 50s for Andrews at about 50 degrees, 52 for the Kermit Wink area, Fort Stockton right around 55. It'll be 50 for Pecos starting out your Monday in Alpine, 52. Chilly in Marfa, 41 degrees, the upper 50s to near 60 for Presidio. Today we got a break from severe weather, any kind of rain. The rain returns, and we're going to tell you all about it here in a bit.
Craig, thanks so much. Good news out of Big Spring on a woman who has been nursing 3 kittens back to health. But as CBS 7's John Traffenstead will tell us, someone else has taken over the mothering duties. John.
For these orphaned kittens, it was a post on Facebook which saved their lives.
Said he had 3 kittens that the mama had gone out that morning and had never come back.
The kittens were barely old enough to open their eyes. LaRonda Stanley has been bottle feeding them until they are on dry food and can return home. But it is who has been taking over the mothering duties of these kittens that makes this story unique.
Anyway, she immediately started looking on them, cleaning them and stuff like, you know, she knew what she was doing.
Stanley's 2-year-old boxer Roxy has never been a mother, but she tries to feed the kittens.
Looked over and she was laid back and they were just latched on.
And despite the cliche of cats and dogs, these kittens have a special mom this Mother's Day.
You don't necessarily have to give birth to something or it be blood related for you to love something like it's your own.
Reporting in Big Spring, John Trappenstead, CBS 7 News.
John, thanks so much. Around $5,000 was raised after several organizations throughout the Permian Basin and state came together yesterday to show their support for one brave little girl battling cancer. Hope for Zadie Blockfest 2015 was put on to help raise funds for 3-year-old Zadie Lopez's medical and travel expenses. CBS 7's Deanne Lopez has been following Zadie's inspiring journey and was able to meet her and her family for the first time yesterday. Deanne, how was the turnout?
Sarah, hundreds of people were in attendance yesterday, and as you said, it was all to show young Zadie that she's not alone in this fight against cancer. Now, her parents say that they are still in shock and disbelief that their daughter's story has now been shared all over the world. On April 12, 2014, the Lopez family was given heartbreaking news. Their baby girl was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma high-risk cancer.
Her eyeballs were sticking out. They were because of a tumor behind her head, where behind her eyes were pushing
They were
them out,
bulging
pressure.
out.
After 9 rounds of chemotherapy and 2 rounds of radiation, Zadie's parents say she continues to outshine the disease on a daily basis.
No matter what she feels or has to go through the doctor and all that, she's still always happy, always smiling, you know, always giving you a lot of love.
The love many West Texans experienced firsthand at the Hope for Zadie Blockfest.
It's a great way to see how God can take a tragedy and turn it into a triumph. Just everybody doesn't want to deal with cancer, but it's here and it affects us all.
It's just so overwhelming, you know, to see that there's still good people out there and that, you know, they come together to help strangers because we're strangers.
If you'd like to show your support for Zadie, you can do so by either taking part in a nightly prayer held for her at 8 o'clock, or you can make a donation to her GoFundMe page, which we posted the link on our website at cbs7.com. Reporting in the newsroom, Deanne Lopez, CBS 7 News.
Deanne, thanks so much. Taking a look at some of the major elections from Saturday's races. Crane County voters said yes to a sales tax hike. Following the election, sales tax will be increased by 1/2 cent in both the city and county. Officials say the money will be used to pay for county expenses like policing, firefighting, and even road repair. Now, for Ector County ISD, Carol Gregg won the election for position 1 with 58% of the votes. Gregg served on the board previously for 12 years. Over in Pecos County, a $35 million bond proposal to expand Pecos County Memorial Hospital passed in Saturday's county election. Hospital employees told CBS 7 News that the primary reason for the bond is to expand patient services for those who travel long distances. In Howard County, candidate Tony Kennedy won the Big Spring ISD School Board District 4 seat with 54% of the votes. Carmen Moreno Harbor won the City Council District 2 seat with 64% of the votes. Over in Pecos, in the city of Pecos, 57% of the voters decided for an amendment to increase elected official terms, and 88% of the voters said yes to an amendment to show proof on taxes for candidates running for an elected position. In McCamey, 58% of the voters voted in favor of the McCamey ISD bond proposition for $26.5 million. This means a new middle school renovation of the current one, which is 100 years old, and adding female locker rooms and weight rooms. All other election finals can be found on CBS7.com. Every week, CBS 7 News and Southwest 66 Credit Union recognize one person from the community in our new segment called Hometown Heroes. This week, in honor of every mother out there, we introduce you to Amy Reiser, a woman who's shown that families come in all different shapes and sizes, welcoming 72 kids into her lifetime. CBS 7's Kiara Powell has a look at this incredible mother.
I'm gonna get the bottom of your shoes next time, Austin.
Mom, that's it! Mom!
You got it?
I just the tree!
Can you catch it? Dormers, I think, are hard to get. Oh, thinking of heart attack.
Quiet is not a word most people would use to describe Amy Reiser's home, and that's just the way she likes it.
It's one of those things you kind of didn't realize you could handle that many, and then as it kind of progresses and you get more and more, it's
It doesn't get easier, it just gets different.
Amy works in connection with High Sky Children's Ranch. She grew up dreaming of one day having a big family, her dreams eventually becoming reality, fostering 72 kids in the span of 20 years.
What you would do for your own children is what we try to do here for them.
Amy says it's always difficult to watch kids come in and out of her life, but she understands the bigger picture.
Your ultimate goal is not to keep them, it's to reunite them with their families. So, you know, you just kind of save a little part of your heart that knows that they're not going to stay, but you just love them for the time that you have them here.
Amy says there's no end in sight to fostering anytime soon, saying being a mom is the best job she could imagine.
I see big rocking chairs with a bunch of little rocking chairs right beside them. So if my husband thinks retirement's going to be he and I, he might have a surprise coming.
In Midland, Kiara Powell, CBS 7 News.
Kara, thanks. Do you know someone who deserves recognition for impacting their community in a positive way? Then let us know. CBS 7 News and Southwest 66 Credit Union want to recognize our hometown heroes. Send your nominations to news@cbs7.com. Then tune in to CBS 7 News at 10 on Sundays as we highlight our hometown heroes. Coming up after the break, Weather Director Craig Stewart will give us a look at what you can expect for your work week and 7-day forecast. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas.